Welcome back to Smiley's Garage. In the last episode we got this thing fired up and we got a bunch of noise coming out of the engine. Not really happy. In fact, I'm pretty discouraged and I want to throw this thing out the window, but I have a lot of money in it and I'm going to fix it. Or at least I'm going to try to fix it. I'm hoping it's top end and it seems louder on the passenger side, so I think what I'm going to do is just start tearing this thing open, getting into the top end, start wiggling stuff, and see what we can see. Let's go. We got oil up top on all the individual rockers, so we are getting oil up there. Alright, I guess let's check the torque on these guys. 22 foot-pounds for those guys. 22. Oh, I hate this. I hate this torque wrench. Okay. So it took some more torque. Okay, let's just go through and do the rest of them. Yep, and snapped it. Flush with the head. That's not good. Time to break out the welder. Oh my god, this is not how I wanted today to go. And even if I fix this, guarantee the sound is still there because everything up here looks fine. Well, managed to get a washer on there second try without causing too much of a mess. I filled the whole thing with a t-shirt, and of course I lit it on fire. But I mean, this guy's coming out. Just go real easy with it. We'll get her. Alright, good as new. Got this guy extracted, got everything cleaned up, ran a magnet in here a bunch of times, got all the crud out from the welding. We just need a new set of bolts now, and then we can reassemble the top. Okay, we're back ready to assemble at least this part. I found a bunch of other bolts and I measured the lengths. So these are basically 62.6-ish millimeters. All these are in the neighborhood of 62.9 or closer to 63. So I'm hoping that extra little bit will allow for some extra stretch. So I'm choosing the shorter bolts. Hopefully when I torque them down, there'll be less chance of stretching and breaking. Also, I just got a new torque wrench. This is in inch-pounds, so it's more suited to measure 22 foot-pounds. I got some assembly lube here. I'm going to fill up the push rods with some oil as well. And I went through and inspected all these guys. They're all clean, they're all nice, but I'm going to give them the final wipe before I install. So here we go. Head assembly take 2. It's really raining out there. Is that hail? It's hailing. Alright, so that either fixed it or it didn't. And I'm assuming it didn't. So that's why I got the stethoscope. I'm going to start poking around afterwards. Smiley from the future here. This is never actually addressed in the video, but the noise was the passenger side header vibrating against the frame. So all that stuff I did with the top end, completely unnecessary. Cool. Alignments, sure. Brakes feel okay. Let's go around the block, shall we? And I'll be checking my temps pretty closely because who knows if this radiator is going to do its job. But transmission's doing transmission things. Brakes are doing brake things. Oh my God. Wow, man. This is just working. Got to learn what's going on with the transmission and all the loads and stuff. But I mean, doing all right. Temperatures 129, 130. Let's give it some gas here. Quick shift into second. Probably got to tune that out a little bit. Let's see if reverse works. In neutral, yeah, park reverse. Here's reverse. Sweet, reverse works. You smelling something? I'm smelling something. Success! Didn't even overheat. We were at like 219 degrees. That's freaking awesome. All right, let's check the transmission fluid because it felt weird going into drive after I went to reverse. So let's check it out. Well, unfortunately, I think I might have a rear main seal leak. When I parked it, I saw oil drip on the floor and the flex plate's definitely wet. So I might have screwed up the back install there. You can see that's all oil. And I checked the top of the engine. The sending unit's fine. The valve covers are fine. I don't see oil coming anywhere else. It's not on the side of the engine. So that's leading me to believe it is the rear main, which sucks because I don't want to drop this transmission again. Dang it. Drive shaft out. Exhaust out. Cross member out. Bolts out. Cooling lines disconnected. Transmission out. So the rear main looks a little wet. Let me get this flex plate off and we will continue our investigation. Yep, not much room to work with here. From what I can tell, the bottom of the seal isn't making good contact with the bottom of the crankshaft. And I believe the solution to that is to retorque all these bolts in the correct order, starting with these two rear oil pan bolts. I was thinking to myself, this oil pan got changed after I ran this motor, and I don't think this seal was leaking before then. It's either that or I just didn't see it, or it didn't run enough. But so I'm gonna basically undo all these bolts, get the pan loose, give it a wiggle, get it centered, tighten these guys up, torque them, put the flex plate back on, and I'm going to start this guy up, open headers, and just let it rip for a little while, and then we'll see if we have any more weeping, and I'll do a nice little cleanup job after I torque these down. All right, we have everything out of the way. The flex plate's on, the transmission's, I think, back far enough it's not going to interfere, and those wires aren't even close, so don't worry about it. Anyway, we're gonna fire it up, open headers. Should be fun, should be loud. Let's let it run for a little bit and then check the oil. I'm gonna put these on. Alright, it is new flex plate and bolts time. The one I got off the old motor was a little, how you say, wobbly. So this guy's brand new, he's nice and straight. I don't even know why I didn't even check to see if the other one was straight. Once again, this guy's coming off. Great. Alright, so we got the new flywheel in. We got the rear main seated. I ran it for a couple of minutes, got it nice and warm. Then it's just sprayed transmission fluid all over everything, because the one thing I forgot to do was plug the lines in. Let's not make that mistake again. Yeah, rear main's dry as a bone. All the vibrations are gone, so I think that was all in the flywheel. So let's get this drive shaft in, get the exhaust hooked up, go for another spin. Sounds pretty good, I think. Yeah, the transmission doesn't want to go, which is unfortunate. So we got to look at that. Park, reverse, neutral, drive. Yeah, it's pretty weak. I was just poking through the screen and it doesn't even say that there's a transmission set up. I must have skipped that step on the engine stand and I just never set it up. I don't think the computer's doing anything to control this guy, so let's poke around, see what we can find. There we go. But now we have transmission. Hey! Launch control, that's dangerous. Let's see if she wants to drive better after actually telling the computer that this thing has a transmission hooked up to it. Should, right? Oh yeah, I just reconfigured the whole thing, so it might take some relearning. Ooh, almost. Dang it. Oh, he's trying. Alright, just had to nurse it a little bit. It's learning what idle is right now, so let's give it a few minutes here. Let's see what it wants to do when I throw it in reverse. Alright. Nice. I'll let this car go and we'll see what it wants to do down the road real quick here.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh my God, it works. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Oh, that feels so good. My goodness. Cruising. It's pulled the U-turn. Hanging at 192 degrees. That's my oil pressure. Oil pressure, we're chilling at 30, so that's okay, I think. Let's hang a U-turn right here. Give it some beans. Not too many. Okay. Okay.
It's leaking again. How? That's really annoying. That's really freaking annoying, dude. So here we are. El Camino's up on the jack stands again. Removing the transmission now for the third time. I watched like 3 new videos. I got RTV. I got everything. So if the rear main seal leaks again, I might just light this thing on fire and delete all my videos. So if I disappear, you know why. Fine, I ran it for a little bit. It was dry as a bone, and only after I did my big pull is when I noticed my oil pressure dropped a little bit. And then I pulled it in, and there you go. There's the oil. So I'm wondering if A, I installed the seal and the cover improperly, and that's just the problem. Or B, I have like a dirty crank surface there that it's not sealing well. So I got all the oil drained out, and once we get up under there, I'm going to just pull that rear plate because I got a brand new one coming, and we'll see if that that crank surface is flat or not. My goodness, pull this transmission again! At least I'm getting good at it, right? Sure. All right, here's the rear main. I don't really know what I'm looking at here, but it seems like it's in good shape, so I'm super confused. No, it's not. It's not fine. Look there. Right there. You see that? That's a gap between the back of the seal and like the front of the plate. Those aren't touching. They're supposed to be touching. There's about a 1/16 inch gap there that my fault. Well, I pulled the old one out. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. This is the I had the seal just kicking around, so I took this one out, cleaned up that surface, hammered the new one in with the old one. Looks all nice and nice on the back. I'm going to keep this little install tool in. I'm just going to install this and then throw oil back into the engine and run it. Piss off the neighbors a little bit at 7:30 on a Sunday, but who knows? Maybe it'll run better with the new seal, and then I don't have to. Maybe I can return the old one? Who knows? I don't know. Let's see. All right, we got the install tool all hooked up. I got RTV up there and on the bottom of here. All right, take 3 of this damn rear main. Okay. All right, it's the next day. Everything looks clean and dry underneath there. Hopefully the RTV did its thing and it sealed up those corners. I just cleared all the wiring out, cleared all the tools out. I'm gonna get the fan going, so it's time to piss off the neighbors on this lovely, what is it, June? Wow, it's June already. This lovely June day, and get some temperatures up in this thing and see if we're leaking again. Let's go. Alright, so we're idling, and I was scared for a little bit because when we started it up, I had like 0 oil pressure for the first 5 seconds. So I cut it, I unplugged the injectors and the spark plugs. I cranked it for like 10-15 seconds, started it back up, and our oil pressure came back up. So that was scary for a little bit, but we're at 27, which is where we were before. I noticed once I lost a significant amount of oil after running it, I was down to about like 9 or 10 when I was idling. So having it at 26, 27 right now, it makes me feel pretty good. But let's give it another couple minutes and see where we're at. All right, well, we ran it up to 200 degrees for about 5 minutes. Enough for the fans to kick on, bring it back down to 180 after we dropped it back down to idle. So that's good that the fan's working great and the cooling circuit's all nice and tuned in and burped and all that. I just got down there, it looks dry as a bone. I don't know if if the seal busts under higher oil pressure or what, but I mean, I had the RPMs up to about 3,000. I didn't want to push it too much harder than that because I don't know what these things are supposed to be doing without any load attached to them, and the computer was having a hard time because I didn't want to push it too hard without the transmission attached. Let's just leave it at that. But it's dry, we're dry. But we were dry like the first 2 times I had oil seals on here too, so yeah. I'm gonna go play some guitar, let this thing cool down, and then we'll give it another inspection. Maybe put everything back together. Who knows? All right, just got some gas. We're on our shakedown run. I just pulled over at a Wawa to make sure we weren't leaking anything, and it seems like we're not. Our air temperatures are looking great. Rather, our coolant temps, 183, that's mint. Oil pressure's looking good. We're at idle right now. It dropped to like 9 or 10 beforehand after we blew out the rear main seal the last time. Let's give it a power run here. Sounding good. This is awesome. That means we can continue on buttoning up the wiring, and maybe at one point let's secure that coolant bottle up there, huh? Yeah. Up top. Oh, the rear main seal. Well, it's a good thing that wasn't frustrating at all, huh? No, it was. That was a journey. That was a test on my patience for sure. But car's driving, car's shifting. Car is not overheating. Next episode is cleaning up the wiring, getting everything tidy, making it look like a car again, and going to the dyno because I don't know how to tune this thing. Yeah. So spoiler, I have about 2,000 miles on the El Camino right now. It's working great. Gotta tune the shift points a little bit. And I think we can just get more power out of it maybe, and maybe even some more fuel economy. So we're going to look at that on the dyno, hopefully soon. Yeah, sorry for the gap here. Yeah, real life, man, just gets in the way of making videos. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll catch you next time.